There's another flag, but that was Luke Campbell making it to the sideline, tackled by Dick Carr. See what's it this time. So again, not sure if you can hear these referees' calls. That was an illegal block in the back by the Rams. Moves the ball back again. That's going to be third down. And we've got a crisis in the commentary box. The biscuits have fallen over. The things we have to put up with. So, moving backwards again, so it's third and about 25. This time Chris Rinro's scrambling. Looks like it's thrown away. Almost intercepted. Dangerous ball, that one. Again, Vikings defence holds out. I would say that it was helped by the penalties there for the Rams. Not sure if that's ill discipline or if it's this new system they're playing, this offence. That it's the first year they've had this under new head coach Dale Bottomley. He's used it successfully in winning the Bucks championships, but sometimes it just takes a little bit longer to install on a regular basis, and that's not a bad punt. It's falling backwards, but 3 or 4 Vikings players were close to him then, but there we go. Vikings get the ball back, their own 25-yard line. So no change to personnel. We've still got the same quarterback, same running back, same receivers. And Johnny almost broke that one. Another half a yard and he'd have been gone, but well tackled. It was number 94, I think. Steve Godward. Short gain, 2nd and 8. Johnny again, and this time he's going nowhere. Hounded by the defensive line of the Rams. It's going to be 3rd and 8. That looks like offside against the Rams, so free play here. Richie's going for it, not quite. Knew he had a free play, so took a shot. Jordan Matthews just unable to receive it, so false start against the Rams. So we had offset penalties there, holding against the Vikings, offside against the Rams. So it's still 3rd and 8. Oh, that's bobbling. So, don't know what that was, some sort of trick play. The ball ended up between the running back and the quarterback, and one of them dived on it, so it's now going to be 4th down. So again, it's going to be Dion Feather, not normally on punting duties, but filling in. And that one's a little bit better than the last two. It's going to be Chris Lawton who's just going to let it trickle out of bounds. So that was a good one. That's probably his best one today. Gives the Rams the ball back just in their own 21, 22, something like that. So again, just a reminder why we've got this live stream today. We hadn't originally planned this game to be. Initially it's just the Vikings home games, but we are doing a guest game here on the 23rd of June where the Rams play the East Kilbride Pirates. It's the day of the UK AFL doubleheader. So we came down just to test all the equipment really, just to make sure all the right plugs are in all the right holes. And then we thought, well, we may as well stream while we're here. Everything was working. So apologies if we've not got the normal crew. The two commentators that we normally use aren't here today. One on holiday, one got father things to do. You're stuck with little old me. And so far the game is well, it's not one for the purist, that's for sure. Unless you like scrappy defence, then it is one for the purists. So again, it's Chris Winrow holding onto the ball. I think it was Matt Carney that got him from behind. Michael Raven from the front. It's a small gain, about a yard. So 3rd and 8. And this time it's a pitch to Luke Campbell. And Johnny Frayne right in the way there, putting his body on the line. Running back had a decision to make. So we've got 7:59 left. Till half time. and it's a 4th down, and it's a punt for the Rams. Again, it's Tiga back, and almost stopped, and that's not a brilliant punt to exactly to halfway. So Vikings will get the ball back again. Number 4 seems to be limping off. I think he took a bit of a hit there, not sure what happened, but so exactly halfway, about 7 minutes left, just over 7 minutes. Vikings have another go. Johnny, he's past the line. He's almost to the 1st down. I think he's just a little bit short. Just that last gasp tackle. If he hadn't made that, it would have been embarrassing. So 2nd and 1. You can almost guarantee this is going to be a running play. This time it's Tiga Diegbe. First guy's missed. 2nd and 3rd guy haven't. There is a flag. There are 2 flags. Be interested to see what this call is. So blocking the back against the Vikings. So from 2nd and 1, it's gone to 2nd and 11. Both teams here struggling. Both teams penalising themselves. You know, you hear it said about referees spoiling games with flags, and you know there is an argument, but I'm sure they would say that if and a bit of a recovery play there. Jordan Matthews helped his quarterback out by taking the ball when he was about to be sacked. Didn't really make a lot with it. Yeah, rescued a little bit, saved a change of possession, made about a yard. Yeah, sorry, going back to the penalties, you know, you can't blame the refs all the time. You know, it's the players that jump offside, it's the players that do the blocks in the back. The refs got to give them if they see them. So, 3rd down, 7 to go. Empty backfield. Tiga's lined up in the slot, and it's up. That's going to be picked. And that's picked by number 41, who I don't have on my roster, so I can't give you his name, I'm afraid. But it was intended for Dion Feather, but the defender was always going to get that one. So 1st and 10 for the Rams, deep in their own half. Quarterback Chris Winrow runs with it. Tackled by Mike Ellicott and Johnny Frayne. That's going to be 2nd down, about 2. That's a 1st down. That's Luke Campbell stuttering his way through, making them every little step that counts. But yeah, it's 1st down. That's thrown away. Felt the footsteps of several Vikings defenders very wisely. Thrown it out of bounds. I'm reliably informed that number 41 is James Lucy. I'm going to take that on face value. Thank you, whoever dropped us a line on that. We believe in giving credit to the players, but we can only work on the information we're given. If he's not on the roster, he's not on the roster. And again, he's got no timeouts left, I don't think. He's called a timeout there, and I think they've already used the 3. So that's going to be a penalty against the Rams. They've already used their 3 timeouts, and he's just called a 4th one. That's not a penalty you see every week. Second and 15. And this time it's number 32. Connor Robson was wide open there. If he'd have caught that ball, he'd have probably got to 1st down, but he dropped it. So it's going to be 3rd and 15. And this, again, Kymar Stewart heard the footsteps there of Johnny Frayne. Dropped the ball. It's going to be 4th down. Back this time for the Vikings is number 19, Simon Race, who decides to leave it. Ball goes out of bounds. Vikings territory, 40 42 yards, 43 yards maybe. So approaching half time now, not sure what time we've got left. I suppose I'd better apologise to one of our supporters, Marion Oakes, who's the wife of Michael Oakes, the club photographer. That's the Vikings club photographer, who thought she got an afternoon with her husband. She's saying that she's not very happy now because we've put this stream on, and of course he's watching the stream. So sorry, Mike. Well, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. Have fun. Thinking about you. See you in a couple of weeks. So 2:47 left. 1st and 10. Just inside their own half. See what the Vikings can do before half time, if anything. Again, it's Richie. This time it's Tiga Diegbe in the backfield. And we've got flags everywhere. All four flags out. Whether that's all four referees spotted the false start by the Vikings. So 1st and 15. And this time Richie's made it. Jordan Matthews wide open, longest play of the game. That takes it deep into the Rams territory, about the 25-yard line. Just before half time. Beautiful curl on that ball. To probably one of the best wide receivers in Division 1. Spent some time with Tamworth Phoenix a couple of years back. Prior to that was a Loughborough student. 2 touchdowns last week. That's his first pass today. Vikings looking to make some grounds, and although the receiver was open, he wasn't able to make it. Incomplete, quite a way away from Dion Feller. They just seem to have suddenly gained some urgency. That's the 2-minute warning. So again, we've got an empty backfield. Tiga Diegbe, the running back, lined up on the right in the slot. And ready to, yeah, that's it. That's Dion Feller this time with the reception. Great blocking from Tiga, blocking upfield from Jordan. That's timeout Vikings, and that's the first down. So Vikings finally seem to have found a little bit of urgency. They're against what is quite a strong wind here today. It's going from right to left as we look at the game, so it would be in the Vikings' faces. So it might affect it a little bit. Again, Richie looking, and this is caught by Simon Race in the open field. Mob tackled eventually by 3 Rams. Number 27 was first man there. Nick Halfpenny. Timeout again for the Vikings, so good clock management here. As the half ticks away, Vikings just looking to go into the locker room with some sort of lead. Had a very tight game in game 2 when they went to Aberdeen, where they were 7-0 up at half time. Game ended 7-3. By all accounts, it wasn't the most inspiring game in the world. I wasn't at that one, so I can't tell you from first-hand experience, but everyone I spoke to said it was a tough game, very similar to this one actually, very defensive, and they just came away with a 7-3 win, so they all count, as they say. So again, it's Richie handing off to Tiga, and Tiga's back inside. Probably a better option to have gone outside there. Looking to where the defenders were. Timeout again. I just wonder here if after this down, when it goes to 4th down, ordinarily Vikings would take a field goal, because Jacob Shotton, their field goal kicker and punter, is from this range would be almost certain. He's not here today, so that reduces the options. I know Josh Penny can kick. He's not been playing this year. He's been coaching. He is in kit today. That may be an option. Howard Snaith, one of the offensive linemen, is also a reasonable kicker. Again, he's not normally here. Whether they would go for it or whether they would just risk it, not sure. So big decision after this one if they get nowhere with this one. Be interesting to see. I think this is a passing play. Yeah, Richie's running for it. First down. Great play. Great blocking. Intelligent running. Waited for the defense to move. Saw where the gaps were. First down. Now again, just for those that don't know, Richie Howe, the number 1 here, is his first year at Vikings quarterback. He has played previously at 5v5 and I think it was 9v9 with Woodham, but he has been a wide receiver. He's also played a bit of linebacker whilst at Northumbria. He did play the odd game at quarterback, but it's not his first position. This year he slotted in really because he sort of, was forced into it by his teammates, because they recognise his talents. And oops, kiss of death as always, and Rams recover the ball. So there you have it. Commentator's curse. Say nice things about a player, although to be fair, it wasn't his fault. The snap was quite high, but no, this will make it interesting. Rams get the ball. There can't be a lot of time left. No timeouts. So this might just be a case of just running the clock down. Quarterback keeps it. Got 3 or 4 Vikings players after him. I think it was Tom McHale that got him. Gain of about 4, maybe 5. Second down. Very little time. Well, it's a high pitch. And it's given us a fumble. It was recovered by Robbie Brumpton, although I think he was trying to scoop it to get a touchdown. Didn't quite work on the bobble, but Vikings get the ball back. End up back on deep in Rams territory. First down. Not long left. So, are the Vikings able to gain from this misfortune? Can only at best have 1 or 2 plays left. We've got Johnny back in the backfield, and it's going to be a pass, and it's Simon Race, and it looks like he's got a gap. He has. That's touchdown Vikings. Richie Howe to Simon Race. Now, I'm going to guess they're going to go for 2 here, with no kicker on the field. I may be wrong. It has been known on many occasions. Yeah, I was wrong. It is going to be an extra point. It's going to be Ross Conley. Not sure of Ross's kicking experience, but that looked okay. No one given a sign yet. That's both together. Vikings 7, Rams 0. Reliably informed that Ross has kicked previously when he was at the Northumberland Lightning, as well as his tight end skills. So, with literally seconds left now, Vikings 7, Rams 0. We will be breaking. So for all the Mackham fans that are watching the American football instead of the soccer, Sunderland have just taken the lead. An own goal, I believe. So I think we've probably got time for a maximum of a couple of plays here. It's going to be Yorkshire to kick off again. No time left, no timeouts left, I beg your pardon. Vikings just edging ahead. In what's been a pretty even game, to be honest. Both teams have been poor. Both teams getting lots of penalties. apart from one long passing play from the Vikings, I can't remember any other significant offensive plays. The interception for the Rams was probably the highlight for them. So whilst I'd love to say it was an entertaining game, you're watching the same game as me. I'm told there's 29 seconds left, so probably time for a couple of plays. And going nowhere, Matt Dyke bringing down Luke Campbell. Looks like Matt might have got hurt there, but he's not going on. So clock is still running, I think. So we must literally just be running the clock down. I think that's going to be it. Yep. So half time. Vikings 7, Rams 0. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. There's no half-time entertainment for you, I'm afraid, but we will do the scores. Just give me a few seconds. So you can see the half-time scores and any Saturday games, of course, which are full-time, courtesy of our friend Nick at Double Coverage. Thank you very much, Nick. So last night, Tamworth just beaten Sheffield, who are winless so far, 22-12. Interestingly, Titans and Wolves still at 0-0. It looks like that's only in the first quarter though, so plenty of time left. Big score for the Warriors, the new boys in the Premiership, finding it tough today, already 50-0. And Blitz only 14 up at half time to Farnham. One would have expected that one to be a little bit more than that. So we come to this game, as you can see we are 7-0, and the Aberdeen Gateshead game 14-0 away, so a long trip for Aberdeen today, 6-hour trip there to Gateshead. It looks like it's worthwhile so far for them. Moving on to the NFC South, still 0-0 Caesars Mustangs. I think that was a later kickoff than this game. And in the Central, Hertfordshire, who are having a really good season this year. I think they're unbeaten, or they may have just lost one game. They're ahead at the Oxford Saints. Just while we're mentioning Hertfordshire, don't forget we will be at one of their games on June the 30th. They've got a charity match for the armed forces. We're hoping to go down and support them. Please join in. Any contributions would be gratefully received. So moving on to the East, and the Bury Saints 14-0 up against Colchester. In Div 2, that looks like a close game. Crewe against Humber, just a point in it. And similarly, no score, Cornwall and Bristol, and the Trojans beating Somerset 12-0. Moving on to the South, Bournemouth 14-0 up against Swindon. Maidstone and Essex at 0-0, and Essex losing to the Norwich Devils. So close games, only really the Warriors game which is out of reach. All the others are doable. We're going to have a short break now. We'll leave these scores up for you, and we'll be back very soon. Okay, so welcome back everybody. I would say that was a nice break, but I've been up and down the stairs about 3 times fixing the ref's mic, so you know, all part of the job. Hoping that it works this time. Getting too old for this, but there we go, we just have it for the fun. So 7-0 Vikings lead, Rams to receive, and this time it's Connor Joyce kicking off. It's caught by number 13 Luke Campbell, and he's gang tackled. Good return though, almost back to halfways on the Rams 45-yard line. Couple of quick mentions before we get into the game. Come back to those after this play. Not sure what the delay is here.
Illegal formation, kicking team. That 5-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the play. First down.
I'm getting the thumbs up that the refs' mics are now working, so worth that trip downstairs. The things you do for technology. You know, it's strange, we've got thousands and thousands of pounds worth of equipment and it wasn't working for a battery. There we go. Right, so Rams back, starting at halfway, and pitched out right to number 32, Connor Robson. That looks like a first down. Couple of missed assignments from the Vikings defence. I think the first one to miss him was number 81, who, to be fair to him, is not usually a DB. But nevertheless, it's just short of a first down actually. It's going to be 2nd and 1. So Luke Campbell this time, making the yards and a little bit more. Rams sideline getting a bit excited. Nothing wrong with cheering your team on. All for one and one for all. So 1st and 10, Vikings 31-yard line. This time the quarterback, Chris Rinro, keeps the ball, makes a couple of yards. Robbie Brumpton looked to be the first man there. We got Adam Cole checking in. He's caught a couple of passes in the first half. Does that indicate anything, or is it just personnel change? Let's have a look. Yep, it goes to Adam Cole, who catches the ball, and it's Michael Raven who brings him down. Gain of a couple, maybe 3, maybe 4. Third and a long 4, so we say 4.5. it's 13, Luke Campbell. Straight up the middle. Just short of a first down. It's going to be 4th and about a foot. And guessing from past experience that the Rams will probably go for this. Yep. So just pure power there from the Rams O-line, moving the Vikings defense back. Wasn't a lot they could do, I don't think. So it's now going to be first down inside the red zone. This is where you earn your money. Pitched left, and that looks like a first down. Last man just put him out. So, no, short of a first down, quite a way short. And that's Robbie Brumpton there breaking up that play. Second guy in is Johnny Frayne. Quarterback going nowhere this time. That was broke up really early on. Loss of about 10 yards. Real heads up play from Robbie there. And for all the Mackham fans listening in, I believe Charlton have equalised. I'm trying not to laugh. For the sake of neutrality and all that. I am Switzerland. But when you're married to a Mackham, I suppose that's what you have to do. And that's, I'm not sure if that's a delay or if that's movement. Didn't see any movement. Let's listen to what the referee has to say.
Delay of game. Offence. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
So we're 3rd and about 20 now. And that's a intercepted ball. That was number, was it 98 at quarterback? 88 at quarterback, was it? Either way, it was intercepted by Michael Raven for the Vikings. Not sure why the Rams would change what they're doing there. Well, the net result is the Vikings have the ball back. They are deep in their own territory, about the 14-yard line. First down. 43 left on the clock. And Richie Howe takes a snap, and it's Johnny that runs into nothing. Defensive wall. Johnny's got the ball. He looks like he's made a hole. He's running with about 3 Rams on his back, making good yards. But again, the Rams defense just holding. Wind picking up a little bit now. You can probably hear it on the commentary. Nice sunny day, but plenty of clouds. But what else would you be doing on a Sunday? Still 7-0 Vikings. 1st and 10. Johnny with the ball again. That's looks like first down to me. I'm almost level with that line, so we'll wait for the refs to give it, but it looks good. Yep. So quarterback Richie Howe comes back. He's been to the sideline to speak to offensive coordinator and head coach Kev O'Regan to get the play. And they're going with an empty backfield. Johnny is lined up at slot. So I'm guessing this is going to be a passing play. Motion from Jordan Matthews, and he looks like he's, well, looked promising, but I think it's number 4 that just got him. James Hudson. So it's going to be a second and 2, say. Excuse me. So Johnny again, not going anywhere this time. Again, it's number 4, James Hudson. And that man, he's back. Cowley had retired, number 78. I think he sat out a couple of games. He's now the general manager at the Rams, doing a great job. But either felt he couldn't live without it, or they couldn't live without him, one or the other. Anyway, he's back, being the wrecking ball that he is. Now I've mentioned him in commentary, he'll probably be nice to me for the rest of the season. Timeout, Vikings.
Timeout, Northumberland.
So
First charge time out of the half.
The play clock was getting down to the last couple of seconds. Wisely spending a timeout rather than taking the delay of game. So 3rd and 5. I'm not sure where that was to. I think that was some sort of missed assignment. The nearest guy was Dion Feather, but there was 3 defenders around him, so quite a risky pass that. I think he was lucky to not get it picked. Anyway, the net result of that is it's going to be a punt for the Vikings. We've got number 21, Chris Lawton, back for the Rams. Chris been with the Rams for many, many years. Was a GB international. On punt return duties, and it's going to be Dion Feather with the punt. Well, that's a really poor one. And it just highlights, if you take last week's game as an example, for the Vikings against Gateshead. The special teams was on point. You know, they got virtually every extra point. I don't think they missed. Well, the one that they missed, they scrambled into a 2-pointer. Punting was good, kicking was good, and it just makes such a difference. Today they've really struggled, and I think missing Jacob Shotton is a massive thing. Not just for his receiving skills, but his kicking. Well, particularly for his kicking and punting. You've seen today, you know, 3 or 4 of the punts haven't quite worked. So 2nd and 6 for the Rams, and it's Johnny Frayne stopping Luke Campbell. They've had a couple of clashes today, all good-hearted, but tough on tough. Again, number 88 comes in, so that indicates generally that it's going to be some sort of passing play. That looks like a first down. Quarterback Chris Winrow holding on to the ball. So still in their own territory, just short of halfway. And this time Robbie Brumpton was waiting for him. He made a yard, stopped almost immediately. So 2nd and 9. And it's Luke Campbell who's got the ball. A couple of half tackles before finally being brought down by Dion Feather. It's short of a first down, but it's good yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2. All sorts of funny business there. Not sure what happened. Let's wait and see what the referee says.
False start. 75. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
So penalties continue. This time against the Rams. It's now going to be a 3rd and 8. And Luke Campbell with the ball. He's jinking his way through. Tackled from behind by Robbie Brumpton. And Tom McHale from the front, number 50. Brings up 4th down. And Rams shouting for punt formation. Got Tiga Diegbe back for the Vikings. And it's a fake. It's a fake. Oh no, no, he is punting. And jinking his way out of a situation. He beats two, but there's still plenty of others there with him. So, tried to fake, realised it wasn't on, kicked again. Net result is the Vikings get the ball back. So see what the Vikings offense can do. Still looks like it's the same suspects. Don't seem to be making many changes. Johnny still in the backfield. Richie at quarterback. And it's Johnny that takes the ball. He's going sideways at the moment. Needs to start moving forwards. And going nowhere. So slight loss on that one. It's going to be 2nd and 11. Vikings really struggling to get any sort of rhythm today on offense. Only really missing Jacob Shotton at wide receiver. They have, well, a couple on the line, I suppose, but certainly the key players, the skill positions, they're pretty much at full strength other than Jacob. So again, that was Johnny up the middle, made a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Score remains Vikings 7, Rams 0. Still anybody's game. Wouldn't like to call this one. Just needs one mistake, one bit of genius, one play that just works properly. So 4th quarter, this is what they train for. This is what it's important. So 3rd and 5. Need to move this ball, Vikings. Rams need to hold. Trying to draw him offside, didn't work. Oh. Jordan Matthews got the defender beat, stopped, and then realised he was open, but it's just a little bit too far. So 4th down, Vikings are going to punt. This could be interesting. Oh. That's given as a touchdown. The ball was touched by a Vikings player in the end zone and recovered by the Rams. Bit of inexperience, I think, there on behalf of number 81, Dion. If he'd have let the ball go, it would have been a safety. But trying to do what he thought was the right thing. Rams player jumps on it, touchdown. So they're going for one. And I think the Vikings are going to get caught with 12 men on the field here. Bit of ill discipline.
Infraction.
So just sorting this out. Matthew kindly, the one of the captains, just trying to work out exactly what happened there. Now Rams call a timeout. I think some of the Rams camp want to go for two here. I think that's
Yorkshire.
what the argument is. I think that's what the conversation is, that they some of the players or coaching staff want to go for two, and I think they might be changing the play here. Certainly the quarterback's in, but he would be in anyway to hold the ball, wouldn't he? And yeah, it looks like they're going for two. Brave if they get it. Which they haven't. They've held them. So that's Vikings 7, Rams 6. And the Vikings breathe a huge sigh of relief there. They got away with one there. Sloppy play on the punt. They're lucky to be still winning this game. Well, that certainly made the game interesting. So Rams to kick off. We've got Jordan Matthews back and Dion Feather, and it looks like it's going to Dion. Got blocking ahead. Rams appear to be claiming it was fumbled. I think I heard a whistle before the fumble. Yeah. Rams certainly seem more fired up now. There's a lot of fist bumping and shouting and ranting, so they're up for this game. Whereas in the first half they were very quiet. And really, the Vikings only have themselves to blame. They should have put this game away, really. So here we go. Still got the ball. So 1st and 10. Same personnel, same suspects. Jordan Matthews with the reception. Nowhere to go. Chris Lawton. Sorry, no, that's not Chris Lawton. That's number 27. Nick Halfpenny. Looked like 21 from here. But second brings up second and 4. So not quite sure what's going on here. There seems to be some communication between. They're moving the Vikings back for something. Let's listen to what the referee has to say.
Pass interference. Offence. That penalty the distance to the now.
So penalties continue to dominate this game. Half the distance to the goal now. Vikings moving way back. So it's going to be first and a lot, about 30. Both teams making it hard for themselves on offence. Just neither able to get anything going. So again, not sure what all the delay's about. There seems to be a lot of discussion about something, and now we've got another conversation. Ref's conferring again. Well, any suggestions would be appreciated. There seems to be a conference between 3 of the 5 referees. Now they're walking over, I think, to see the 4th official. I think they might be querying where the ball's placed. I heard somebody talking about that's not half distance, but let's wait and see. Okay, so I think we're back. Can't promise. 1st and 30, maybe 25. Johnny straight up the middle, and he looks like he's got a seam. There's a couple of men after him. Can he do it? I think they're going to get him. They've just saved him, last minute saving. Well, he was being chased by 41 and 42, is it? Almost made it, but what a hell of a play that was. That was about 80 yards from Johnny Umbai. Puts a little bit of a different slant on this next play. So Vikings gone from being way back in their own territory to on the 15-yard line. All the sideline markers are all in a mess over there, so I can't really. I think that's the 20. Just 20. Yeah, it is. It's the 15 they're on. Johnny again. This time he's into the D line, going nowhere. We're going to be second down now, 2nd and 10. Again, Johnny with the ball through the middle, making yards, gang tackled. I think he's made about 4, maybe 5. The thing with Johnny is he's just so strong and he's low. You know, he's only a short guy and he's so hard to tackle. I know in practice the defense hate playing against him, and he only needs to break 1 or 2. So 3rd and 5, maybe 6. Offside. I think there was 2 or 3 move there. Let's wait and see who move first.
False start. Offense number 71. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So offensive line for the Vikings, number 71. I've got Jack Hunter down here. Is it Jack Hunter? Okay. Just querying that because on a previous roster he has been a different number, but we are correct that it is Jack Hunter. Normally wears a different colour helmet as well. He's normally got a white helmet. Okay, so back again, 3rd and 10. And Richie rolls to the right. Almost intercepted. Again, number 41. Intended receiver was Dion Feather. So 4th down. So again, we go back to that conversation I was having in the first half. When you've got a good kicker, you'd probably take the 3 points here. But Vikings kicker is not here today. Do you still take it? Do you go for it? Certainly not going to punt, so it's either go for it. It looks like they're going to. That's what they're going to do. No, they're going to take a field goal. And the aforementioned Ross Conley, who kicked the extra point earlier, has got a chance for glory. Holder is Richie Howe. Tipped, I think. That's good. So that's 10-6. Just made it on its last legs, I think. It was tipped by somebody, but they all count. Vikings 10, Rams 6. So I mentioned earlier on we were going to do a couple of shout-outs, and I got involved in something in the game and forgot about them. So first one, Coach Rooney. I did get your text. Lesson for you is don't go and get a beer when the defence is on. They very quickly won the ball back and offence scored on the next play. Coach Rooney not with us today. He's on holiday in Germany. Have fun. Don't forget what we discussed. So Connor Joyce with kicking duties now, quite a low one. And that was Lee Davison with the initial hit, followed up by, I think it's Leonard Burney, number 28. Yes, it is. So just getting an update on the Gateshead score. It's Gateshead 6, Aberdeen 20. So Rams back with the ball, 1st and 10. Winrow pitches, and it's Mike Ellicott. No, it's Dion Feather, I beg your pardon, forcing number 32 Connor Robson out of bounds. So 2nd and 6. This time running back's going nowhere. Johnny Frayne was in on the tackle together with, looks like, Dick Carr. The Bear. Not because he looks like one, because he looks like he could fight one. So 3rd and 5. And it's pitched. Oh, is what? Oh, I doubt he. That's a silly play there by number 50, Tom McHale. Pushing the guy when already out of bounds, so that's going to be a big penalty. So Luke Campbell was going around the outside there. He beat the cornerback Michael Raven, and just no need at all for that. Just extra yards he's given away now in what's already a high penalty count.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defence, number 50. It's a 15-yard penalty for the spot foul. 1st down.
So that's the yardage plus the penalty. Gives the Rams 1st down at the 33. Much better position than a couple of minutes ago, and whistles for something.
Ball start. Offence number 13. It's a 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
It's against the Rams, false start, so that's going to bring them back a little bit. More whistles. I think that's because the down marker wasn't set in the right position. So 1st and 15. And it's a pitch. Mike Ellicott's got him, and then gang tackled by various other players, including Leonard Burney, Matt Dyke. So that's backwards for Rams. It's going to be 2nd and about 18. Oh, and that's a fumble by Chris Winrow. Put my teeth in. Winrow managed to recover it, but just the loss of yards and the loss of a down. So he's going backwards. So it's going to be 3rd and, let's be generous and say 20. Nearer to 22. So both offenses really struggling today. That infers that the defences have been playing really well. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just been a very, very scrappy game. Penalties, of course, never help any game. So again, it's pitched to Luke Campbell. And he's through the gap. Other defensive players fill the hole, notably Dick Carr. Michael Raven on the stop. It's going to be 4th down. So we've got Tiga Diegbe back for the Vikings. And punting for the Yorkshire is Luke Campbell. That's high and right, and that's a good punt. That's out around the 14-yard line. So Vikings deep in their own half again. This is where they started the last drive from, which ended up in a field goal. Time check would be handy from somebody. So again, Vikings with same personnel. And Johnny gang tackled. Number 87 was there. Spencer Wybrow. Made a gain of about maybe 1.5 yards, possibly 2. Again, Johnny this time stopped before he makes any yards, maybe a half a yard, and we got a man down, number 94 I think, Steve Goodwood. So just while we have this injury break, just a reminder that the next Vikings game is on the 9th of June, 2 weeks today. He's up, number 94's up, that's good. Seems okay. Making his way off under his own steam, which is always a good sign. Getting back to the next game for Vikings is on the 9th of June, where they're at home to East Kilbride Pirates. And then on the 23rd of June, we're back here at Yorkshire. We're doing one of the guest spots, if you like, that aren't Vikings or Falcons games, and that's the Rams will also be playing that's not even easy to say, East Kilbride Pirates. That will be a later kickoff because on that day we're doing our first double header. We've got Tamworth and Leicester in the first game, I beg your pardon, which will kick off around 1, and then we're on at 4. We're going to try and bring some of the earlier junior game if we can, maybe get some highlights in. We'll get down early that day. There'll be plenty of football here at John Charles Stadium. So 3rd down, 6 yards to go. So passing play, Jordan Matthews is wide open and he's got it. Taken out of bounds by Chris Lawton. Vikings players on the sideline don't like it, but the refs seem okay with it. 1st down. One's going nowhere this time. Your little case has just dropped downhill. So, timeout, Vikings. Okay, so we're back. It's 2nd and 10. Oh, and a poor snap that way. Richie just drops on it. Right thing to do. Don't be a hero. Take the sack. Always got another down to fight. So that's going to be 3rd and about 20. A real error-ridden game this. Lots of mistakes, lots of penalties. Richie scrambling. Good block there from Carney. And he just takes a slide. It's going to be 4th down. Good play on both sides there. Couple of chances for a sack, but he managed to avoid them. So interesting situation again with the punting experience we've got in this game. I don't want to be too critical here because it's Dion's first game as a punter, but you've still got to come up with the goods. We're still judged on it. There's been 1 or 2 decent ones, but most of them have been fairly average. That's not too bad. It's, so the Rams will take over the ball. I don't know if you can hear the Rams sideline here, just one or two comedians. If you can, apologise for any language that you can hear. I don't think you can hear it, it's too far away, but there we go. So Rams get the ball back. Just inside their own territory. Still only one score in it. 2:37 left. So they need to get a wriggle on if they're going to take this game. And number 23 stopped. He hasn't had a carry today. That's Adam Folds. Of course, we're used to seeing that number 23 shirt owned by Tyler Broad, who has gone to play professionally in Finland. Don't get me started on that one. Why we have to lose all our best talent is beyond me, but there we go. So again, it's that's complete. That's complete. Number 32, Connor Robson from Chris Winrow. I'm going to have to learn how to say that properly, aren't I? Chris Winrow. That's a first down. Dangerous territory now. Vikings defense need to hold out here. All that that unbeaten record will be sharp gone. This time Chris Winrow keeps the ball. Eventually taken down, taken low by Tom McHale and Johnny Frayne. But good yardage again. Going to be 2nd and 4. And that looks like it might be enough for a first down for Yorkshire. Most of the Vikings defense just holding on there. It is a first down. So 25-yard line. Less than 2 minutes. I think there was a bit of motion there. Certainly the indication from the Rams quarterback would say that.
Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
So 1st and 15, pitch to Luke Campbell, and this time it's Leonard Burney. I beg your pardon, it's Johnny Frayne. A little bit of jawing on the sideline, I think. I think he made about a yard on that one. Vikings defense will be okay with that. Game on the line. This is what it's about. 2nd and 13. Chris Winrow pitches it. And taken down. Again, it looks like Johnny Frayne, 36. Hell of a game he's had. Called his name quite a lot today. Timeout Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
So Rams need to get something here. Vikings making the noise on the opposite side. It's a passing play, and that's short. Matt Carney was in his face. So that brings up 4th down. Again, on past experience, we would expect Leeds to go for Leeds, I beg your pardon, Yorkshire to go for this. So a lot of shouting going off. A lot of shouting. Again, timeout called by Yorkshire. So tension's starting to affect a few people, I think. Bit of nerves. Game's on the line. 38 seconds left. 4th down. It's pretty much this play or a couple of others, so it's big boys pants time. So once this game's over, there'll be no post-match interviews today because we're running light on the equipment and people. It was just a bonus stream. It looks like Yorkshire need to get a move on here, I think. Well, we had the centre doing some test snaps on almost as if they're going to do something a little bit special. There is a quarterback in the game, number 99, and that's from, well, there is a flag. Vikings defence got the QB.
Holding. Offense number 52 is declined.
And that's against the Rams, so I think that's pretty much it. Turnover on downs. Vikings just need to protect the ball now for the last few seconds. And if they do get through this game, they're going to have their defence to thank for it, because special teams has been, quite frankly, pathetic. Defence has been good, but the offence has stuttered, apart from the odd play, the long run from Johnny, the couple of passes from Jordan Matthews, but apart from that, not a lot else. But a win's a win. 5-0. They are unbeaten. So they will go into the EKP game unbeaten. The EKP play next week against Gateshead, and we may see the first clash of two unbeaten teams on June the 9th. Hope to see you there. I'll certainly be there. Please join us either live at the game, free admission at Druids Park, or you can watch the stream on UKAFL. See you then.